I assume most of you probably watch Northern Perspective, but if you don't, let me fill you in on some news. As I'm recording this video 4 hours ago, Northern Perspective just dropped this video, signed this to stop the longest ballot from making mockery of our elections. The whole idea of this petition is to stop this absurdity from happening ever again.
The Canada Elections Act permits unlimited candidate nominations per riding with no requirement to demonstrate a genuine intent to serve if elected. Whereas coordinated mass candidacies have disrupted recent elections with 91 candidates on the 2025 Carleton ballot, 82 candidates on the 2024 Toronto-St. Paul's ballot, and 84 candidates on the 2024 LaSalle-Armagh-Verdun ballot. Whereas excessive ballots create accessibility barriers for voters with disabilities, potentially infringing charter rights, Section 3, the right to vote, and Section 15, equality under the law, and whereas the Chief Electoral Officer formally warned in a November 21st, 2024 letter to the Minister of Democratic Institutions that such tactics, quote, pose a risk to the integrity of the electoral process, end quote, and recommended legislative reform, we, the undersigned citizens and residents of Canada, call upon the Government of Canada to introduce and fast-track a government bill to amend the Elections Canada Act to prevent coordinated mass candidacies designed to disrupt the voting process by amending Section 66 to require that each candidate's nomination include 100 unique signatures from electors in the riding, or 50 in designated regions. Also adding a candidate declaration of intent stating A, the intent to serve if elected, B, the intent to actively campaign, C, that they understand their legal obligation, D, that all information provided is accurate and truthful, and create a new offense under Part 19 for knowingly making a false declaration, punishable by a fine of up to $2,000.
So this petition is open today, which is June the 12th of 2025, and it will remain open for signature until July the 12th of 2025.
So first things first, I will be posting the link to this video and the link to the petition in a pinned comment down below and in the description. Please go check out Northern Perspective if you have not already. Like I said, I would assume most people here know who they are. And I would just like to also confirm here that I did sign the petition.
We want to say a very special thank you to our new MP, Ned Keurig, for sponsoring this petition for us. So please make sure you click the link in the description, and also the link is available in the pinned comment on this video. When you sign the petition, you will receive an email from the House of Commons asking you to verify your email address. Please open that email and click the link inside. If you don't see that email within about 5 to 10 minutes, check your junk folder. You do need to click that link inside the email for your signature to count towards this petition.
So that is very important, guys. Make sure you check every folder in your email. It did actually take a couple minutes. At first, I thought I wasn't going to get it, but it did show up eventually. But once again, this needs to end no matter who this organization is going after. On top of that, Andrew Scheer calls out the government's main estimates and confirms the Conservatives will vote against it.
So the Liberals are going to be asking Parliament to approve $500 billion in inflationary spending, and Conservatives just can't support that. This is coming from a government that promised in its throne speech to cap spending growth by 2%. Mark Carney then established a new world record for breaking promises. Just a few minutes later in the House of Commons, he tabled the main estimates, the outlines of the government spending program, which blew past that 2% cap and is reaching an incredible 8%. Mark Carney is actually going to borrow and spend more money than Justin Trudeau. In addition to breaking through that 2% spending cap promise, he's also increasing the amount of money that taxpayers have to spend on hiring consultants for government departments. He's increasing the budget for outsized, high-priced consultants by 36%, or $7 billion. That works out to about $1,400 per Canadian family will go from hardworking Canadians right to the pockets of high-priced consultants. We just simply cannot support this level of irresponsible spending. This is coming at a time when there are all kinds of troubling economic news, when more and more Canadian families are falling deeper into debt, food bank usage continues to rise, Many workers are worried about their jobs, and the government can't even explain the rationale for all this spending because they refuse to table a budget. So Conservatives will be voting against the government's main estimates next week because we just simply cannot endorse such an irresponsible spending plan that makes Justin Trudeau look like a sound financial manager.
And that's how you know it's bad, when it makes Trudeau look intelligent.
Do you think that Jagmeet Singh should continue to get security even though he's no longer in office?
I certainly believe that all Canadians have the right to feel safe, and that if there are specific threats that are out there against a Canadian, someone who has had a prominent position in public office, then that's something that certainly our security officials should take very seriously. I just want to say one final thing on the budget. You know, just a few months ago, Chrystia Freeland resigned in protest over Justin Trudeau's deficit. She basically threw a grenade into the Liberal caucus and quit because she could not go along with such irresponsible borrowing and spending. And now she sits around the cabinet table and is about to vote in favor of a spending plan that goes even further into debt, plunges Canada even further into debt and deficits than Justin Trudeau is planning on. So a great question would be for Chrystia Freeland, if she was willing to quit and resign in protest just a few months ago over such a big deficit, how is she going to vote next week on the government's estimates?
Well, it's quite clear she was just trying to save herself from the major fallout that was a Trudeau government. And she's clearly the perfect yes man because she went along with all of Trudeau's craziness. And the last thing, we are days away from the G7 and they are anticipating major protests. Thousands of police officers, RCMP, military personnel, and other security agencies are in Alberta just days ahead of the meetings. Anyway, I'd like to know what you think down in the comments section below. Hit that like button, hit that sub button if you are new, and thank you very much for watching.